So due to the high demand, people have been picking me about this. I've decided to make a Salhadaar, like a guide, whatever. I've sadly not recorded our first kill, so we will be mostly watching Envy's POV today, which pretty much did 90% of the stuff we did, and saw my POV from the reclear. But we will mostly be using his POV because he just literally did what he, should have done, and he did the same stuff. I'll be swapping between the POVs. So his POV is from the first kill, my POV is from the second kill. I was kind of waiting for a better kill, but it did not come, so we can't pick. I was not satisfied with my own performance. Did well, but could have been better. But without further ado, we're just gonna get into it. We're gonna be explaining from two different POVs, kind of. Yeah, some segments of the fight. But yeah, so on pool, you can see. Yeah, let me just swap to my second POV. We're gonna go all the way back. What is my pool here? We're pulling. This should be the kill. Yeah, so on pool, I was mostly aiming personally. It's all about P1. This fight is just P1. Nothing else. It's just phase 1. Yeah. I would say that the intermission on the platforms is not that hard. Damage jump is obviously easy. I just think the phase 1 is the hardest because there is so much damage intake. You have to do the spirits. So for those unaware, you'll see what's going to be happening. But I do definitely feel like this fight is just get fast phase 1 and then the progress is going to be mostly smooth. Yeah. So on pool, you have to manage your defensives quite well in the P1. So on pool, I always just press the mirror image in combination with the prismatic barrier. So I just did that, and you will see why that is being done. Yeah. So just standard rotation. We're all standing near the red, near the middle, because we want to bait the beams in the middle so that it's not overlapping the soaks. This. It's also my first time playing Antenna since I finally got it, so I'm a little bit playing scrubby with it. I did miss a global there or two. So here, the first soak that is about to occur, I just alter it. Yeah, I'm just gonna press alter. Boom. And alter back. Yeah, the damage is a little bit spooky. I do agree. But you have to just trust your healers and the fact that you have mirror images up. Yeah, so just mirror image on pool. Alter time the first soak. Alter time it like just before the soak goes off. Do not try to like pre-alter time like fucking 10 seconds before and then there's gonna be a beam on the altar. No, react to it. Yeah, you always have to watch if there's a beam as well and react accordingly to it too. Yeah, so that's that. So that's the first. Then you're just dodging the beams. You're not soaking anymore. Dodging that. Here my mass barrier was assigned for the claw, so I'm just gonna press that, which also protects me from them. I'm gonna press it in the touch, which is not optimal. Just press it before. If your mass barrier is attached here, just press it before the touch of the Magi. Yeah, I was a little bit fried at this pull because we were taking a little bit too long on the reclear, and I was not really locked in as much, but I still did quite okay, I would say. Yeah. So this is when the first spirit occurs. So you get 2 set of claws. Yeah. Do not overlap them. You will die unless you have prismatic barrier. Just blink out of them as soon as possible after you get clawed. And after this, the first spirits come. This is just a singular one spirit, like super easy, nothing to worry about. Yeah, just face it. Yeah, but one warning, do not press missiles during spirits. Yeah, I have not dared do it once on proc because Forgy told me and others to not do it. Because apparently if you missiles, you will start facing the direction in the missiles that are going and you will get mind controlled. I've seen Shadow Priest fuck it a few times in our guild where he just got MC'd because of it, because it faces you towards the boss. And Envy like once or twice missiled as well, I think, and yeah, it ruined the whole you begin the stack back and you essentially want the stack to be removed. Yeah. Afterwards, the tank combo number 2 is occurring. So here you just wanna get into position. Yeah, again, unoptimal rotation for me, but I did not have alter, so I was not really sure what to do when I'm in flight because this knocks you up. So alter is especially good for the fact if you get knocked up, you can just alter back to the ground and you don't lose any uptime. Yeah, you can press Prismatic Barrier while you're in the air, or you can just press Arcane Explosion. But if you have the altar, you just altar back to the floor, and you're chilling. Yeah, usually on this I don't pop anything because we have AMZ and Link, so that's quite enough. Yeah, and then you're just dodging the beams. The dragons are gonna spawn on your ass, so you have to be careful. You cannot basically go to this bronze, I don't know, copper lining or whatever the fuck this is. You cannot go to that. You have to just stay in the inner room if the dragons are about to spawn. But again, yeah, tank combo 2, the Vikora or whatever you guys are using is going to tell you whether you can go soak or not, because the tank combo is random. It can be a soak that you're supposed to do first, or it can be a tank frontal, I think, into another tank frontal. Yeah, and then it's a little bit delayed. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, so here just do this. Then the dragons are spawning. You have to watch the beams all the time. I can guarantee you most of the vibes that a lot of the guilds will have P1 are just on the fucking beams. Yeah, that people soak them. You cannot stand in the beam more than half a second. You're just gonna perish. Yeah, more than like one tick is going to kill you. And then second set of claws. Yeah, just blink out. Press my offensive cooldowns. Yeah. And then 2 spirits will spawn here. So you have to do 2 here. Yeah. So that's still easy in my opinion. Yeah, I was a little bit nervous here because my HP during the banishment was approaching, I don't know what was it healing at this point, but I was not feeling so good, Mr. Stark. Like, my HP reached like 40% there, and it was still pretty fucking bad here during the soak. So for the third soak, just for safety, I always popped my ice cold. Yeah, and here it was the right cold as well, because the healing was just, I don't know what it was. I even popped health pot, which is usually not happening here. So that's that. Then I should have alter timed, so I don't lose any uptime, but I just Arcane Explosion once in the air or twice. Or yeah, so that's that. And then just Arcane Soul. Yeah. So again, this is not really much how to do your rotation. This parse was like 90, which is not really up to my standards, but still, it's more of like when you should be popping your cooldowns, in what manner, and how to handle the positioning and the defensive usage. Yeah. So if we start from the beginning, yeah, let me just go back to the beginning because I want to show you some stuff again. Yeah, just to recap the phase 1, it's stay in the middle if you guys are going to be doing your strategy, but it worked pretty well for us. So stay in the middle. Then after the first, if there's a tank frontal, you're going to go after the first tank frontal to soak. Yeah. If it's just the first soak, you're gonna go anyway. Yeah. Then you're going to soak, which you should only alter on the pool because you have mirror images. Then you want to stay behind, or like stay to the side, because they are going to be claws. And if you put the claws in the middle, that's enormous fuck up. Yeah. So don't do that. Claws usually don't need anything for them. They don't hurt as much unless you're overlapping or you are dying for some reason. One tip with the claw is that if you have the banishment debuff, which happens later on at this point here, after this, it's called banishment or something, yeah, you are guaranteed that you're not gonna get the claws. Yeah, where is it? Oh, I went too forward, sorry guys. Yeah, this dot here, the banishment, guarantees you're not gonna get a claw. So if you see you have the dot on you, you can just chill. Yeah, well, not really, because the dot hurts and I almost died to this pool. But you can kind of chill in the manner of like, you don't have to worry about getting the claws. Yeah, so again, first soak is just alter. Second, I don't usually pop anything. If I have alter ready, I pop alter. Otherwise, I don't pop anything because we're usually linking that one and AMZing. But depends on your comp. If you're not AMZing, I do know a lot of people were greater invising the second soak, and then the third soak I was just ice colding. Yeah. So during the third soak, you see I ice cold. That saved my ass. I would have fucking died. I also got laid on hands because my paladin panic. And then after the third soak, what I like to do is I like to pre-position myself on the left side of the boss, like somewhere here, yeah, on the left side of the room, because the third spirits are the hardest because they're gonna be free, and there's also fucking dragons. And on top of that, the spirits spawn around the boss. So if you kind of just go to this side, the spirits are going to spawn, for example, like moon here and here, and you can just quickly like make like a small degree turns. But if you're in melee, you're just going to be fucking playing Call of Duty, flicking 180 like a cuck, and you're going to get mind control. Yeah, you're going to get mind control. There were so many mind controls in our guild in P1. Yeah, so I recommend just go to the left, watch out for the tank frontals, watch out for the beams. You can do it. Yeah, this is usually during Arcane Soul, so you can freely move. No obligations to stand still whatsoever. You can freely move, yeah? And then 3 spirits, yeah? So let's observe, because this is going to be the biggest wipe point for a lot of people. So I usually just try to look for this like little white, I don't know what to call it, like fucking ghost thingy coming out of my character, yeah? And I just see, okay, this one is here, so it's going in this direction, so I'm going to look there, easy. Then the second one is there, yeah, easy. And then the third one is there. I am not daring pressing missiles once. I'm super nervous about it, yeah. You just face them, wait for them to come to you, and then you face the next one. Easy. Easy on the if you do it this way, in my opinion. I do know a lot of Race to Warfers were using Inky Black Potion, but I just thought it was a little bit of bait. I did not need to use for it. I got MC'd like out of like 200 pulls we have, well, I don't even know how many. I got MC'd like 3 times, 4 times maybe. Yeah, like it was. And after I started doing this, I wouldn't even call it tech. It was not happening that often. Yeah, okay. Continuing, moving on. Yeah, let's just see the spirits again. The boss will do a cast Invoke the Oath at this point, yeah? Which hurts like a motherfucker. It does like 13 million damage. And if you're not top, you're dead. But I recommend just press a barrier here. I know a lot of people are opting to press mirror images at this point as well. But I kind of prefer them in the intermission because I feel like the healing was lacking for me there in the intermission. But a lot of people were opting to press it here just to minimize the damage. But I think they're pressing it here so that they can get it for the damage amp again. I'm suspecting that, yeah. So that might be a better defensive usage. I don't know the perfect defensive usage. I know a lot of people were not even pressing mass barrier on the first clause. Yeah, they were not even altering that. I know a lot of people prefer to alter the clause. So it's very subjective. I might actually post some defensive usage from some other user in the comments below. But this is how I've done it, and it worked pretty well. I did watch like the P1 from Echo Gingy POV, and I know he was altering the first soak, Gene visiting the second, and the third one, I forgot the soak, yeah. So here, you're just going to get knocked, so you want to make sure that you're standing somewhere like in the outer ring. Yeah, and then you want to target the dragon, do your mini burn on him. Yeah, and just evade these circles, and then you're going to be stacking as a unit on the gate. The Warlock Gateway here is very important, and then the beams. Yeah, I think the first beams are always the same. There's going to be outwards like this. If you get clipped by a beam, you pretty much wipe the raid, so don't do that, yeah? So first beams here. Then the second beams, I think, are RNG. So it could be that you can move in. I honestly forgot. And it could be like this, where they just go outwards, yeah? You want to be stacked together, because if you get clipped by these beams, they're very tight. You're going to explode, and you're going to wipe the raid, so don't do that, yeah? And then we know that the last beams are going to be in the, going to be here. So you just get in, yeah, and just stay in. Yeah, the last one is always going to be a gate. So second beam can be either run in, depending on where they go, or whatever we did here, where we stay back, yeah. Maybe if I check the NVPOV later, you're going to see it, and then you gate in as the last, yeah. If it's the other way around, you're just going to gate out, yeah. Then you're going to go assign to your platform. So I was on Skull side. And we was on the other one, yeah. And this is literally why you bring ARCANE MAGE here. Your objective is to just fucking delete this Titan. There's Prior Mob right here, bro, and plus fucking Mob right here, yeah. That's your priority, because if you don't, the raid wipes, and you are by far the biggest damage with, I think, one other class. I forgot which it is, yeah, on the Titan. And it's also, resonance perfection, yeah. I'm assigned to an interrupt on the Zyvor, whatever this mob is here, and essentially this mob, you need to interrupt, otherwise someone is going to get sniped and they die. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So what is even happening on this platform? So you have Reap, which is a healing mechanic. I felt like the healing was a little bit sus here, so I always just pressed mirror images here. Yeah, maybe not the most optimal play, but I fucking did. Yeah, again, the re-kill, I was not fully locked in on this pool. And then that's the healing mechanic. Then Twilight Massacre is basically like a, I don't know, like, you'll see. Let me just show you. Yeah, you might be like, why not popping cooldowns? I'll tell you later. So these Kaibeza beams, you have to put them through the Titan right here. So I try to alter it. And then I search. And you're like, Keld, why are you searching? Did you forget Evo? I'm doing the reverse search thingy I honestly don't know if it's. I feel like it's worth it because multiple people got rank 1 with it, but it's such a Mickey Mouse deck that if you want, just do the normal one. I really don't want backlash for this. I felt like it was worth it. I like to lab new stuff. It is worth it on 5 targets in the plus. It does desync the cooldowns a little bit here in the later phase, but I was doing the Mickey Mouse deck. So what I did was that I pressed the search here, right? Also, one more important thing when it comes to the mechanics is that after the beams, there's going to be Dread Mortar, and you either have to go to the range with it so that you don't bait on melee, or bait as a unit. Yeah, you can see how melee is nicely stacked here. I was in the range here and there. They have enough space to move out, yeah? So I'm doing the Surge, Evocation, Touch, Mickey Mouse deck. Please do not try it at home unless you know what you're doing. I felt like it was worth it. I really did on this platform. But again, it does desync your cooldowns quite tremendously. So did that. Then I touched at the end, missile, barrage, missile, just evading these beams. This is just Halls of Atonement on Dawnbreaker beams. Nothing really important there. And then again, you're going to get these Mickey Mouse thingies. And then you get, that was a little bit of shit bait from me, but yeah. And then you're gonna get beams again, then you're just finishing the boss, the mob. Yeah, you can see that the damage is quite high. On this platform, you're like literally, holy shit, we were like very close to wiping. That is very close. But did we have a death? Yeah, we had a Hunter death here. And he also lost his Prism stacks, which kind of slowed us down, but usually it should not be that close. All right, so after that, after both sides are done, you take the gate back. I am kind of receiving the short end of the stick here because I'm far away from the boss. Yeah, because the boss is going to be pulled somewhere like here, so I have to run like a mental fucking dog there. So I opted into Greater Invis Talent. Yeah, you might also be asking like, oh, Kelt, why do you have a Ring of Frost? I forgot to swap off it because I was doing M+. Not really important. I have all the important CDs. So here, I just opt for... the Greater Invis Talent because I felt like the running was quite bad, yeah. That's that. Let's see, Greater Invis. Yeah, I don't even have any blinks because I didn't really pull them, so just Greater Invis and barraging on the way. Yeah, if you're on that side, where the boss is tanked, it's much easier. You don't even have to run that much because it's literally right there. Yeah, so I was kind of receiving the short end of the stick by being on the skull side. So here I do the mini burn. Yeah, and here it's the cooldown usage is gonna be a little bit scuffed. So again, please just check what people do on Lorx.io, you know, the cooldown website, and copy their ass, yeah. And the same thing as the intermission is happening where you, again, you stack on the first beam somewhere here or on the gate. Yeah, these ones you just dash passively. You're waiting for the call to second. So either you're gonna stay or you're gonna run. So in this case, we run. You don't take the gate. You just run. It's basically a reverse of what was happening in the first intermission, and then you get away, and then you're staying behind the gate so you don't get clipped by these beams. And you're done, and then damage jump. And then again, yes, I am again doing Mickey Mouse search. Yes, I am again doing it. So during this phase, I'm not gonna talk about my Mickey Mouse search. Yeah, you can just observe it. You can do Lorx Iotech just to check. But during this phase, what's it called? You just have to dodge the claws. The healing, I don't know like what I did wrong. I guess the mirror images really helped during this phase. So it's actually better to not use them in the platform because I faced Jesus here with my health bar right here. Not sure how much mirror images would save me from that, but yeah, I did really see Jesus. Yeah, and you're just evading claws, just doing as much as damage as you can because it is important that you do a lot of damage here. Otherwise, you're not going to be killing the boss. And then at the end, everyone is going to be receiving a claw here, as you can see. Just spread out for those. Don't be in the melee, you're gonna get fucked. Spread out. I press Prismatic Barrier, and I am safe. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you wanna kind of though pool your defensive CDs for this phase, because if you get the thing here, which is called Galactic Smash, you're gonna get fucked. It hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah, and because of my poor usage of Greater Invis just for running, and my poor usage of Ice Cold, I would usually have Ice Cold here, but I had to panic press it during the damage amp. I had to mass barrier, which was assigned somewhere else. Yeah. So okay, during the galactic smash, you go to a range spot right here. Yeah, like whatever you're assigned to. It's usually gonna be star for, and you will be outranging the boss. Sadly. Yeah, I've asked around. I've checked so many videos. You will always be outranging the boss. So during this, you just have a lot of downtime. I did like you could be a rat and go with the galactic smash like last second, but I would not recommend that, bro, because then you are just going to be, trolling your teammates with the positioning a little bit. Yeah, like they will just not react accordingly. So yeah, this smash fucking hurts. So I've mass barrier for it. I didn't even have my own barrier ready. Boomba. And then we're just smashing. Boom. Yeah, I think our first kill was much better, but here it was not. So you basically wait for a raid leader call after you get sucked in. So you don't have to fight this. You just let yourself get sucked in. Yeah. Yeah, you're just waiting. Then you fight this a little bit. You run away, and then I think it's after the third one, after this one or the next one, that you start moving in. Yeah, after the third one. Yeah, and now it's basically just rinse and repeat. So you have to just move past these circles so you don't get fucked by them, and then these star killers are going to spawn. What the star killers do, you have to hit one star, these ones, with one of these front beams each. Yeah, you have to hit with one each. Yeah, so in this case, you see that it's floating like there's these 3 stars, right? And each of them will hit one. If you both hit the same one, you wipe. If you miss one, you wipe. So it's really important that you track well. Yeah, and I will actually swap to my Envy's POV. See, because he did I don't have the first video kill where I did them, but he does. He did them on the first kill as well. Let's see. I want to show you how the star killers look really from his POV. Bam, bam, bam. Which one does he do? Not these apparently. Not these apparently. Let's see. Swear he did them somewhere on the kill. Where did he do? Yeah, this one. All right. So the star killers, they always spawn behind the boss, right? They always spawn behind the boss, like. So, and if you're closest to them, you're gonna get picked. And usually you're just gonna get picked. Like it just makes sense. Like this one is just gonna go right. You're not gonna be fucking crossing the lines. Yeah, that just doesn't make sense. And I think if you're in the line as well, you take tremendous amount of damage. Yeah. So here he's just, going for the star, bam, 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 just trying to line up the arrow. It looks a bit scuffed because I think this is really scuffed positioning. But yeah, he manages. And then you also get a massive dot, which you have to pop something for, otherwise you're fucking dead, yeah? And then the fight just repeats itself. So if I swap back to my POV, it just repeats itself. So you just, avoid the lines, do some damage. Yeah. Star killers are going to be going out again, in which you just, if you get chosen, you go to the marker that you're assigned to. Range are always going to be, I think, on Skull or on Star. So that's that. Those are 2 markers that you're going to be assigned to. And then if you get the Star Killer, you just line them up with the stars, yeah? And it's just a rinse and repeat. Every single time you're going to be dodging these in some sequence. Yeah, so for example, they're all different. Yeah, you either get a feel for it or your raid leader is going to tell you how. And you're just killing the boss, yeah? And you're just grinding the boss. The boss does have a soft enrage. Well, like not soft. What am I saying? Hard enrage, in which you have to kill him in a certain time. That's why your damage is so important in the damage champ. You have to utilize, because the lower you get the dragon, the faster he's gonna, the lower the health of the actual boss is going to be. Yeah, and I think it's nearly impossible to kill the boss unless he phases into the phase 3 with unless he phases into phase 3 with like 60%. Yeah, and this is also one good tip. Your mass barrier should be assigned to phase 3 to give mass barrier to one of the range camps, because if you have a barrier on, you are not going to be dying to the galactic smash. Yeah, like again, the only thing you can die in phase 3 is like a fuck up where you miss the start, which is like just the group wipe, or the galactic smash, or the damage, the dot from the line if you're soaking the star. Yeah, and as you can see, I did not get to do it on the reclear, but we were both assigned to do it. So what he does is that he blinks into the range camp here, presses mass barrier, so they're all protected. Yeah, it goes back. And bam, they live, I think. I think they live. Yeah. And then you just smash the boss. You just smash the boss. Again, there's gonna be a call to fit it into this like slim fucking call it. Yeah, you can just blink through if you're feeling spicy, but then just watch out for the stars. And then just rinse and repeat, do the star killer, move out if you don't have the star killer so you don't get clipped by the beam, and do your damage accordingly. Yeah, your damage on the go. Then again, star killers. Again, you have to hit them, and again, the people who are, closest to the mirror images are going to get them, and then again, you're just burning the boss. And here, in 20 seconds, it's just gonna enrage. Yeah, our kill was very, very close, so that made it even more exciting. You just stay in the middle and you burn the boss. Yeah. So in the recap, we're just gonna do a recap from Envy's video as well. First, you mirror image. First soak, you mirror image. Then you basically stack in the middle if you're gonna be using that strategy. Then you go to the outer edge here, where you're gonna be doing the soak. Yeah. I think if it's a frontal first, you just wait. So she could be getting a frontal here. Yeah, she actually got a frontal on the kill. So you have to be aware of the RNG, because on the previous video that I've been showing you, it's been the soak first. But if you get a frontal here, you just wait it out, because if you soak that, you're fucking dead. Then you blink over like he did. Perfect. Yeah. Wish I could show you from my POV. Then you second. Yeah, and then you get the third soak here. Yeah, you just do that, alter it. Bam, he did. And then you just continue the rotation. You're dodging the beams. Yeah, you're dodging the banes. And then you have the claws, for which you can just pop alter if you want. If you didn't pop it, prismatic barrier. You could also natty it, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't matter. Then you move into the middle. The first spirits are going to spawn. You just face them, soak, bam. Then you're waiting for the soak. Yeah, she could be getting frontal again, or whatever the tank is. I don't know whichever tank it is. You could be getting the frontal again, if I'm not mistaken. So if it happens, you just stay, and then you blink over. But it's a soak now, so you just go. Yeah, you soak it with greater invis if you want, but you can also natty it if you have an AMZ there and a link, for example, like we did. And then you're just dodging the beams. And you cannot go into the middle of the room, because that could be frontal. So you have to kind of just like squeeze it into this little space. You cannot go to the dragons that will smack your ass and do a lot of damage. And then we have second set of claws. Yeah, again, I will mention it one last time. If you have banishment dot, you cannot get claws, so you can already pre-position. Yeah. Then you will be getting two sets of ghosts. So during this, he faces 1, 2, and he does rotation. Then he does a soak. Yeah, we soak, we just blink. I usually ice cold this, but you can just natty it, pretty sure as well. But as you saw in the reclear, I almost got assassinated. And then, okay, he goes right, but you can go left as well, like I did. I don't think it matters really. Unless, well, I think left is better, but yeah. And then you're facing the ghost. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then in this point, you want to press a prismatic barrier, because the invoked oath hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah, so usually just press the prismatic barrier here, so you don't get killed. If there's any mind controls on your progress, just kill them and then rest them. If it's too many, then you have to jump off. Avoid these circles. And then you're just stacking on the gate. You're going to be observing the RNG of the beams. The first beams are always the same. You're just camped into a position. Yeah, always like this. You're just staying on the gate. Then the second ones are either going to be stay and move back the gate, or go in. But this is just stay back. Yeah, and then gate in, guaranteed. Yeah, so the third one is always a gate. Yeah. And then you go to your assigned sides after this is done. So we will be seeing some blue POV. Yeah. So blue POV, bam, goes up there, has a kick second, same as me. Yeah, the side is not really any different. It's the same shit, except that the blue side, at least in our progress, was a little bit closer. So again, what is happening here? You have Reap, which is the healing. You have the lines which you have to put through the Titan or the middle mob, which is the Nexus Princess, whatever it is called. Yeah, Nexus Prince. You have to put the lines through them. And then you want to either stack on the mortar and melee on the tank together, or you just go the fuck out of the range so you don't bait incorrectly. Yeah. So you go here, you can alter this. Perfect. He does the skibidi search as well, I think. So it's entirely up to you if you want to do it or not. Yeah, he did this. Does he do the skibidi search? But did he do it? Wait, am I stupid? I'm not orienting myself in the UI. I think he did. Whatever. We're not here to talk about cooldowns though. But yeah, that's how you want to do it, and it just repeats. Yeah, so beams go for the middle mob. If you get Reap, maybe pop a defensive, maybe just out heal it. Depends on which side you are, how many healers you have there. And if there's the mortar coming, you just stack up with the melee or go out the range and you just dodge the beams. Yeah, the one the Titan does. Quite simple. Yeah. Continue, barrage, 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 bam, bam, bam. You just blast the fucking Titan. That's your literally the only fucking purpose here, to blast the Titan. And then you finish the Reapers here. Yeah, you finish every ad, then you go back to the platform. Then the intermission repeats, where you just stack on the gate. Yeah, let us just fast forward a little bit because I don't want to keep this too long. You just stack on the gate. First beams are always the same, so you just stay here. Second beams are either going to be running, and I do remember on our kill they were running first. They were running in first, and then gate out. Yeah, as you can see, one player got clipped by the beam. We have a Vikora which tells how much damage it's going to do, and we both mass barriered, basically saving the pool here because you can see the explosion was quite big. Yeah, and then damage jump is coming. Yeah, I think he was actually doing standard rotation compared to me, but yeah, just do the standard, guys. I don't really want any backlash for like, oh, you know, like Harold is doing this skibidi rotation, it's so good. I just basically copied few other people what they were doing on proc, few other people in some guilds, and I felt like it would make sense on the other platform to do it. But yeah, so here is just dodging the claws again, and then at the end of the intermission, the dragon despawns, and there's the final clause. Yeah, one thing I would like to mention is that you want to save your bottom pool for the damage jump. That's first thing I would like to mention. And second thing I would like to mention, do not press your cooldowns before he finishes the cast King's Hunger, because then he takes 200% increased damage, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we just fast forward a little bit. The claws are going to be happening, and then just phase free. Yeah. So phase free is here. Yeah. If you get chosen by the gods for the Galactic Smash, you go into the star marker or whichever marker you're assigned to. Everyone else stays in the middle, like as you can see here. Everyone else stays in the middle, like you can see here. Yeah, you just get sucked in, and then you want to fight this a little bit, and then after the third beam, boom, whatever, you just want to move in. Then the star killers are going to be spawning, so if you get chosen, because sometimes you really can't pick whether you're going to get the star killers or not, you are going to be going to the stars, so you just make sure that you're aiming Call of Duty into the stars, and you have to make sure that if you're not assigned to it, if you don't have it, you do not stand in between the line. Yeah, and then again, the fight repeats itself, so it's against star killers, numero 2, so again, and then we're going to be getting the smash, the Galactic Smash here. Yeah, he gets chosen here, so as you can see, he's going to be going to the star. You're going to be going into position, as you should be. Yeah, start position. Make sure you spread them out nice and easy. Yeah, like, because if you stack them up, if you overlap, it's a wipe. So just, it's better to be spread out than stacked. Yeah, that's the biggest tip I can give you here. And then just you doing your rotation while you're fighting this a little bit. And then you're waiting for this shit. Yeah, you're waiting to move through. Yeah, here you can see that we moved into this slim little space here. and then waited again to move into the second slim space. You could probably just fucking blink over completely and just stay there, but I actually did it, as you can see it from my POV. And yeah, you just continue. And it's the same shit as Star Killers number 1 and Star Killers number 2. Keep repeating this. Yeah, as you see, he got chosen by this, or not chosen, it was just closest to it, so you aim it to the Star Killer. If you overlap, again, if you miss, or you aim for the same one, it's a wipe. And then it's just, again, yeah, range goes to the marker, yeah, range pops the defensives that they should be doing, yeah, and yeah, always press fucking Ice Cold or what's it called, or a barrier or G invis on the Galactic Smash, because that shit hurts. Yeah, that shit hurts. So you just keep going like this. Yeah, let me see something. Yeah, easy fight. Yeah, don't underestimate the damage. Even though I had mass barrier here on this, it actually hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah. So always make sure that you press something big. Yeah, and as you can see, yeah, he goes into the slim space and then moves. Yeah, you can just blink over, but it's a very heavy damage movement phase. But the phase is really easier than it looks. Yeah, trust me, it is easier than it looks. It's all phase 1, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah? So you just keep going. Yeah, you just keep going, and it's again rinse and repeat. You're going to get 1 more Star Killers, and then you're just burning the boss. Yeah, Star Killers, 1 each star. The tank usually has the middle one. It's the damage, which DPSs, which has the left and right. Yeah, so that's that. Bam, easy, done deal, kill. Yeah, so it just took a little bit too long. Once we kill Dimmy, I'll just upload Dimmy. I forgot to record the kill pool, so sadly we had to make do with these 2 POVs. One from the actual kill pool, which was quite decent, and the dog shit re-killer then. But yeah, it's all phase 1 damage, it's all phase 1 mechanics. The platform is whatever, you're just kind of maximizing your damage there, making sure that you kill the Titan. And in the damage jump, you're also maximizing your damage, but it doesn't hurt as much. It is mechanically, it is hardest in phase 1. Yeah, phase 3 might look difficult, but it's easy. It's just movement. It's all just movement. Yeah, so pull your missiles correctly. Yeah, save your missiles correctly. Utilize your cooldowns well, and should be a kill. But yeah, sorry that this is a little bit scuffed. Sorry that this took a little bit too long, but a lot of people have been asking for this, so yeah, good luck on the pro, guys, and I'll see you on Dimensions next time. Bye.